All right, here is the video review for the Archecore Frostlight figure. He's finally here, and I'm super stoked. This is, again, we reviewed the smaller little Warhammer-looking human figure. This is the first of the mechs that I've got my hands on. He's a big truck. Now, he will be coming with, there is an assault carrier coming for him that forms a big trailer, and then we'll form armor for him, as well as a couple of smaller kind of cyber Rolls-Royce looking cars that turn into wolves and then turn into gauntlets for the combined armored up robot mode here. But this is the base robot that forms the core of all of that. And you can see he's a cool little, almost kind of Mad Max armored semi. Got the vents up here, big shield back here on the back. And you don't have to keep this on here. This does just slide off, and if you don't want to have that displayed on the robot itself, but that's going to be his robot mode shield. There's a peg here that I'm assuming is for something on the larger combined mode, because I'm not sure what that does. This is more the hand, because once we convert this thing to a mech mode, it uses the same kind of peg system to lock on, and then you can hold the handle. We'll show that off when we get to it. But you can take that off if you want, or you can just slide it right on there, and it stays on. You can open the cockpit with a little panel up here, and there is a little seat in here with a peg. So if you take off all of the extra, the cape and everything off of the Frost Guard captain, you can kind of get him in here. It takes a little bit of wiggling, and then you peg him onto the seat. See if we can get his backpack pegged in. It's usually not this difficult, but I'm just doing it from a weird angle, I guess. Oh, come on. Why you got to fight me now? 3 times I do this. No problem. Go to shoot the video review. And he wants to be a butt. Look, I see your peg hole. I see the peg. Get on there. Get on. There we go. There we go. Now he's pegged in the seat. And he fits in there. You can close this up. Now, you saw me supporting him. Underneath here, it's a different story. You can kind of see his feet. He's hanging out here in the bottom of the mech. But there is a seat up in there for him. He is supported in the crotch. It's like a weird little seat. So his feet come through the bottom there, but he does sit inside the cab. Unfortunately, you can't, unlike a mech, I haven't tried it yet, but you can't really, I don't think there's any way you can keep him inside there when it does transform. Or convert, I guess, is the popular term these days, but you can take him out. And that's all there is to it. And like I said, there's a little seat in there. You can kind of see it there. And then it can fold up for transformation. But it rolls well. I think these are hard plastic. Well, no, those are rubber tires. They do have separate rubber tires. How about that? That's cool. So rubber tires, rolls pretty well, and is just a cool armored truck. And transform it, we'll start off by taking the shield off. And then we'll go ahead and split. Oh, yeah, back here, he's got 2 little combat knives that can flip out and store right here. I'm only going to take one out because they're both identical. And I'm going to leave this one in here to show you that it can actually store in robot mode, because these are like the shin guards. I should go ahead and flip those out just like that. Peg them onto here. Obviously, this splits. You split the legs here, and pegged in between the feet is his Warhammer for the giant robot. And it's even springy. I like it. It's got a pneumatic little smacker. That's the technical term. If you ever had a Warhammer, this is the smacker. And it goes anyway. But those come out, and then we can start popping all this stuff apart. So the arms untab from here, and then unpeg from underneath here. And you bring the arms up out of the way. Untab them from the front. Once you untab the arms, it kind of locks all of this together. So this might start folding up, but that's fine. Then the arms, then you bring them up, down, and then out on this hinge here underneath, and then fold these little, they're not really functional, but these little kind of piston-y details fold out like that. Go ahead and straighten his fists out like that. And then we'll get those angled properly here soon. You can go ahead, if you want, you can go ahead and angle those pieces in. They can stay straight or angled up in robot mode, but they look better angled up. Otherwise, they just kind of stick out too far. Bring them up, and then here, take this panel, rotate it around, and fold it and peg it to in like there. Again, rotate this panel, and then this tab's going to go in the slot, just like that on that robot body. I guess torso, whatever. These panels have come loose, but these are his legs. We'll go ahead and straighten them down like that. And then this whole upper body flips around like this on the waist, and then this little piece folds up and tabs in right there to lock the waist in place. These panels come around to the back. This panel folds down, and you can see there's some tabs here and a little snipper lock that are going to lock in place. Actually, that looks like it should be a clip. Oh, that's a clip for right here for vehicle mode. So bring this down and around, and then tab. Make sure that snaps together. It should tab in. Oh, it did. Okay, it doesn't snap all the way in. So the upper torso is done, and then down here on the legs, I'm going to rotate them around to the waist so they're facing front. Now the knees here, you got to pull this panel out and around, and then kind of like this. But before you do that, the knee kind of comes forward and then folds down here like this. Wait, is that right? No, that came off. That should stay up here. Well, this should, come on. There we go. There we go. That just snapped off. And then this comes down. Come on. It should stay on. That's the first time that has happened to me. That is, that's new. Because that's just the kneecap. That should stay like that. So you want to fold it forward so this comes forward like this, and then this comes down, collapses, and then this will get the foot out of the way here. This panel here comes around, or like this, onto the leg. The foot comes around like that. Flip the toe down. And this panel should fold this up like this and come around like this. And this should go over it. There we go. Like this. And then, like, see, that's proper. And then you can see that there's a tab here that when you line this up right, push this back in, snaps into place like that, and then the kneecap comes down over that. It shouldn't come off of that piece, and I don't know if that came unglued or just unsnapped or what, but that's how the kneecap works. That's, worst case, I can just glue it back in place, but it doesn't look like it was glued in the first place. It looks like it just came untabbed somehow. Anyway, so untab this from here, bring this up, bring the knee forward like this, bring the foot, bring the toe down, fold the, come on wheel, fold the wheel around, and then bring this tab, this piece around and around like this onto the inside here. There we go. Toe, foot, and then this piece comes down, fold this piece around like that. Bring this down, and again rotate this back so that this tab here snaps into the shin. And this is the piece where the knife is hidden. This one doesn't have the knife. The other knife's hidden in there. And then bring the kneecap down like that, and then rotate the little exhaust pipes to be vertical on the side of the legs there, and then come up here. Bring the arms down properly. And he comes packed with these tilted back a little bit, but a lot of pictures show these rotated so these are pointed more vertically. And personally, I like the look of that. So one of the ratchets is a little tight there. But see, this is what I was talking about. You can have these straight out like that, but they look better curved up like that. Once that's done, here you just pull open the torso, flip this panel up, rotate this panel around, and then fold it back up. And then the head, this head collar piece tabs in back here. So make sure that snaps all the way down into place. And then you flip up his horns, and he's like a Viking robot. His head's got a ball joint. My head's a little wobbly. and that can be tightened, but it's just where it clips onto the body there, because it comes forward and up for robot mode, and it collapses down to transform. So when you lift it up, it's a little wibbly down there. Fixable, but there. And then, like I said, he can hold the combat knife if you want him to in his hand. I usually just leave him stored in the shins, because I mean, like, I don't really care for him that much. But the shield, so this shield you can, and it'll work on either arm. But to flip out his the handle here, and if you hook the handle into his hand and then come up here, these little panels on his arm, you can slot it on there, and instead of just using the hand itself to hold it in place, it's locked on securely, and it's not going to go anywhere, which is cool. And then over here, the hammer has a tab on it. So you can tab that into his hand here. If I can get his hand open. Come on, open. There we go. Give him his hammer weapon. Come on, there we go. And then wrap his fingers around it. And there he is, armored up and ready to fight. And then just size comparison wise, I'll bring, you can't see him because he's way down low here. Well, I guess you can see him. You can see a little bit of him. Just to get an idea how he compares with human figures, which are still very small. He's about roughly commander class, old commander class. Like if you have an old like Beast Wars Tigerhawk, roughly that size, about 10 inches tall, but really cool looking, and looks even cooler with all the armor. But even just the base robot without all the add-ons and gauntlets and stuff is looking really cool. I really dig the design elements of that. Color-wise, you got the wolf paw, the Ursus Guard symbol there on his kneecap and on his shield. But the kind of reddish maroon and gold and white with the black trim and some of the gunmetal just looks really cool. I love the horned Viking helmet look. Just in spikes all over the place. He's very spiky. Like these wheels have spikes, and he's got the shoulder spikes. But it's a really solid figure. The transformation is less problematic than it probably looked on camera when you're not doing it at arm's length. But yeah, it doesn't take long. It's a really cool looking truck. It's a really cool looking robot, and I'm hoping we get some extra. I've seen him all armored up, and I don't think I've seen some more like little garrisons and some more accessories to work with the human figures. But as far as I know, mech wise, we've only seen him, the two gauntlets, wolf gauntlets, and the trailer that armors him up. So I'm hoping we'll get some other factions with some more mechs down the line, because this is really inspired design and really neat, and a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to find a special spot on the shelf to put him where I can see him often, because he's really cool. Posability wise, like I said, he's got a ball joint at the head along with a swivel. Does that actually peg? Oh, there's a peg hole there. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now his head's not wibbly anymore. There's a little peg that does not peg in easily, but yeah. So there we go. Now he's secure. Bonus. So yeah, ball joint at the head, at the neck, ratcheting shoulders front to back. You can actually see the ratchet in action there. He's got a ratchet there at the shoulder, which is actually a little tougher to move. And then the inner piece actually can move up and down as well, this piece that it's on. Although maybe not so much now that it's locked in place by that. But bicep swivel, dual hinged elbows. I mean, I guess it's really more of elbow and then a joint in the middle of his forearm, but functionally the same. He does have a wrist swivel, the posable fingers, index finger, and the last three are one piece. Posable thumb. You saw the waist swivel, ratcheting hips in both directions. A really tight thigh swivel. Knees, it looks like about 90 degrees. They could probably go a little bit further back. If you got that panel out of the way. Oh, actually, you can go a lot further back if you get that panel out of the way and keep it from blocking things. And though that panel should tab on there, there's a little, I don't know why this one isn't went all the way, but there is a little tab here that will hold that in place. But so yeah, pretty deep bend in the knee. And then you got some ankle tilt and front to back there, as well as the toe articulation there. Although that's really more for transformation. I don't know. Once you unlock it from a flat position, I don't know how sturdy it is. It's sturdy, but it's not. I wouldn't try to put all of its weight on that toe joint. So yeah, a really cool figure that just got even better now that I figured out you can lock his neck peg in. But yeah, I'm super stoked for this. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the line because this guy's a lot of fun, is visually distinct, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else comes out of this line. But there is Archecore Frostlight. Very cool. Actually, let me do a quick spin around so you can see all the detail on the back too. Like his little pipes end up here in the cockpit. There's some vents down here in his legs. Just really nicely done. I like the tires on the ankles. But I mean, even from the back, it doesn't look... He's got some panels back there, but like the piston here to hold, like detailing to kind of hold this in place. Just a lot of really cool stuff, and it doesn't necessarily look like, oh, here's just the back. There's just some bunch of flat panels and grossness. Like a really all around really cool design. Archecore Frostlight, definitely check it out.